I'll tell you, he's got another speed.
And that's my trick too.
It was, so I took it.
All right.
I heard about this trip that Mark put on a couple years ago, and several of my friends told me, David, you gotta get, you know what you gotta do? You gotta do that. You know? Well, I said, I'm 78 years old, and you know, I don't know if I want to do that. So but anyway, they kept at me a couple of times, and decided to do it. And that's why I'm here today.
We seen this museum at Dayton today, and that was really exciting because that brought back. When I was in the service, we had prop jobs, and just after I got out, they came out with jets. So the prop jobs that I saw there were really brought back some memories.
Remember a gentleman named Uncle Sam? Any of you remember Uncle Sam? Well, we were fortunate enough to find Uncle Sam. He actually showed up here.
I think probably the biggest surprise I got was mail call. Everybody got an envelope with letters. And I don't mean one or two, I mean I had probably 12 or 15 letters in an envelope. There were thousands of letters, I think. It was fantastic. Letters from school kids, from family, from nursing homes even, people congratulating you, saying how much they appreciate serving your country and keeping us free, and mail call, just like in the old days in Korea. Mail call, and everybody got mail.
Great fear.
Bingo!
Clear deets.
1604-9375.
I think the neatest thing that we have found with this trip, because they spend 4 days together, is not only a rekindling of previous friendships, because some of them will know people that are on the trip, it's the celebration. They have this common thread between them, and it's like a fraternity when they go down the road. And it's kind of quiet that first day, there's a little apprehension about what to experience. But by the time we make that first stop, they're already striking up these friendships, and the stories start to flow.
A wave hit the ship and tore the life raft off, one of the life rafts. Then they decided, half hour later, they decided to go back and get it. Then they decided, no, we'll send a message out at midnight. And the submarine picked up our position. And the next night, just as it was getting dark, they torpedoed it. The night before Halloween.
Oh, yeah. And where were you when the ship was torpedoed?
I'm taking a shower. Didn't have no clothes on.
This is such a special group, and when we go down the road, you spend essentially 4 days together, eating together and riding together in the buses and rooming together and whatnot. And they sit in the cafeterias and the restaurants, and the stories that they share are just classic. And we're finding it provides a lot of closure for the veterans themselves. You know, it's just a lot of them have never talked about what they experienced during those war years, and to know that, you know, we're able to help them with that, it's almost medicinal.
Behind that handshake and the hello and where you're from, there are great stories. And I hope in some way there's an opportunity for you to preserve that, whether for your family or for the service members at large, because this is what really is the difference between a service full of uniforms and a service full of people who serve their country. You're now in the cradle of American history. As you ride these roads, you're coming through the Civil War areas, you're coming through the Revolutionary War areas, and then you're going down to DC and you're going to visit a number of the monuments to the very things that you served to accomplish. And I wish you all fair winds and following seas in whatever endeavors you have. Thank you.
We had 127 girls signing up, and pretty soon we were down to half. And near the end, they weighed me, and I was underweight. It was 2 pounds, and I was 1 inch under height. And the doctor says, "I tell you what, I want to get in so bad." And he said, "I'll meet you halfway." He says, "If your spine was straight like other people, I got a curved spine." He said, "You'd be 5 foot." I said, "Put it down." He did. He added the 2 pounds on, and I was right on the mark.
Oh, it means a whole bunch, and when these kids are out there clapping when you walk by, it's yeah.
I left some friends in Korea, you know, so I figured, well, I think of them, you know. After all, people say, "Oh, you're a hero." No, I'm no hero. I'm around and worked with them the rest of my life. Those guys are the heroes. They didn't come home.
lot of people didn't realize the Germans had a plane called Bed Check Charlie. At nighttime, you could hear this thing like a wash machine motor get about dark. And they'd throw out big flares. The whole place would light up. This one time it moved into a big woods. Now, Normandy was apple orchard country, all kinds of apples. Cider, huge barrels in the cider in the basements. The Germans drank out of them, and we came along and we drank out of them. I'd never heard of anybody being poisoned. In this particular case, we'd moved into this big orchard, and this plane came over, dropped this, and the whole apple orchard was full of dead cows. Don't ask me how come they're all in there. But you could sit down by a dead cow and get your rations out and eat them.
The 3rd of April that we were overran, fought hand to hand. We were losing the outpost, so we called our own artillery fire in on us. And the night before, one of my men, Sergeant Rogers, we had put hand grenades down on all the fighting positions. He had said to me the night before, I wonder what it'd be like to meet one of those Chinamen face to face. Well, tomorrow night he was going to find out. I had my flak vest open, and the flak vest saved my life because it just barely caught the armor in my flak vest. Rogers, he got shot 4 times across his chest.
When we came back, you know, it wasn't like World War II, for that matter, the Vietnam War. Nobody knew we existed. The forgotten war, and it should have never been forgotten.
I watch it fall down to the ground, cut off the things that weighed me down. There's nothing left I'm trying to hide. Living life now, feeling free inside. Feeling free inside. I see the beauty of the sun, another day has just begun. I start to dream and start to see, wonder what the world has for me, what it has for me. So I'm moving on, I'm moving on, and it feels wonderful, yeah, wonderful.
I didn't ever think I'd get treated this way in my life. I wished everybody the best, and I want to get home to my wife, and I hate to leave you guys too.
The people that I've met now probably haven't been in the service with them, but related to different places that we've been in that country, and stories that we've told, and things like that. And it really is, it's like a family reunion.
Not falling anymore. Nothing beats when you can see within your grasp your destiny. So open up your hands and fly. Don't let the day, don't let it pass you by. Don't let it pass you by.
All the way from, well, I don't know where, but clear across Indiana, Ohio even, Illinois, into town here. The fireworks up at Eclipse Center, the firemen, the policemen, the flags, just, oh. I never saw anything like it. When I come back from Korea to start with, I got a cup of coffee and a donut. And this was just absolutely fantastic.